Diamond P Sports presents championship drag racing from the National Hot Rod Association. The 1982 Gatornationals. Brought to you by Goodyear Eagle High Performance Radials, the Racing Eagles Goodyear tamed for the street. And by McGuire's Car Wax. For over 50 years, McGuire's quality waxes and polishes have been the choice of car care professionals. And by English Leather. Get an A in English with English Leather, and women will never fail you. Aftershave and cologne for men. The Gatornationals, the largest championship drag racing event in the Southeast. For 13 years, this mecca for high performance, Gainesville Raceway in Gainesville, Florida, has hosted the Gatornationals, worth this year nearly $500,000 in cash and awards. The quarter-mile racetrack was blistered in qualifying, with the entire 16-car top fuel dragster field under the 6-second barrier. And what does an all 5-second field mean? Well, back in 1976, when Diamond P Sports first covered the Gatornationals, only one car was able to record a sub-6-second time. This year, the entire field is in the fives. Off-season Pro Stock rules changes by the National Hot Rod Association have made these cars faster than ever. Larger engines and a lower overall car weight have combined to radically improve the performance of the factory hot rods. Lee Shepard, the defending world champion, qualified number 1, setting new national records in the process. And to give you an idea of the impact those rules changes have made, take a look at the number 1 time last year as compared to the time of the 16th qualifier this year. The assault on the qualifying standards did not lessen with funny cars. World champion Raymond Beadle in the Blue Max ended in the number 1 position with a fine 5.91 second time. And as you can see, the rest of the field was close behind, with the number 16 car just a quarter of a second slower. And Beadle continued to tell the story of Funny Car Eliminator as he came to the line in the first round of competition earlier this afternoon. The experts had classed Beadle as the strong favorite, expecting little trouble from the number 9 qualifier, Al Segrini. And it was then that it happened. With incredible skill, Beadle regained control and drove the car to a stop. The crowd waited to see whether Beadle had been injured. And as he climbed out, untouched, the crowd roared its approval. Raymond Beadle, 3-time world champion, safe and sound. A tribute to his driving skills and the safety of the sport. As we watch this startling turn of events again, put yourself in the driver's seat and think how fast all this is really happening. From what appeared to be a normal start, the 2,500 horsepower race car was thrown out of control and rolled over on its top. At this point, there's little the driver can do but crouch down in the protective roll cage, hold on tight, and ride it out. When the car slid across the track and slammed into the opposite guardrail, the fiberglass body tore off the chassis, leaving Beadle and the car back on 4 wheels. When the body came off, the parachute deployed, helping slow the car. Beadle quickly recovered and literally started driving the car again, this time bringing it to a safe stop.
All right, Raymond Beadle, first of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just hurt my feelings worse than anything else.
What happened? We couldn't tell from where I was
The car went out and it shook a little bit, and it had like a slow drift, and I thought I could bring it around, and it just dug in on the one side, and when it did, it just flipped it. There's nothing I could do.
Well, that's the first time you've been on your head in a long time, maybe ever.
Well, we went on our head once several years ago, but I got to say it was my fault. I stayed with it a little longer. You know, we was trying so hard to win that round. We've slid around before and had no problem, but like I said, it just dug in.
And the car doesn't look that badly damaged.
No, it's all right. I think it rolled once or so.
Okay, I'll let you join your wife, Holly, because she's obviously concerned as your condition. He's fine.
She's worse than I am.
Raymond Beadle, sometimes I think he has ice water for blood. A cool, calm individual. Let's get out.
The number 1 qualifier, Raymond Beadle, out of competition. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave McClelland, and for the 7th consecutive year, Steve Evans and I are bringing you all the Gator Nationals excitement. We'll be right back. The 13th annual NHRA Gator Nationals at Gainesville Raceway. A large crowd anxiously awaiting the start of the second round of Top Fuel eliminations as our Diamond P television camera located in the helicopter circles overhead. That helicopter's been flying most of the day, and early this morning at about 8 o'clock, the huge parking lot was jammed with cars trying to beat the traffic jam. There's somebody else up at 8 o'clock, Steve Evans.
Dave, even though it's hours before the start of final eliminations, the early arrivals here at the Gator Nationals are lined up as far as the eye can see. Our camera crew picked up a ride this morning to the track from one gentleman who didn't mind the traffic jam a bit. He's the president and founder of the National Hot Rod Association, Wally Parks. And Wally, these people make an all-day adventure out of the Gators.
It's become a festival. It's an annual thing that they look forward to, and they want to get here early so they don't miss any of the action.
Yeah, you feel the magic of this event throughout this pretty college town of Gainesville. Welcome NHRA, welcome drag racers on all the reader boards. They love you here.
Well, it has become the largest event in the city here. It contributes over $1 million a day, according to the Chamber of Commerce here. So the combination of the economic advantage that it brings in and the fact that it is a very good, clean sports entertainment, I think they like us.
$1 million a day. What about the U.S. Nationals at Indianapolis? It's your biggest race.
Well, that one, according to the Chamber of Commerce in Indianapolis, brings in more money during the Labor Day weekend that we're in there than an Indianapolis 500-mile race does during the entire month of May, and we like that.
Thank you, Steve, and we're anxiously awaiting the start of that second round of Top Fuel elimination as these long, slender machines, known as Top Fuel dragsters, fire up their 2,500 horsepower engines and get ready to streak down this quarter of a mile. The space between the first and the 16th qualifier was less than a quarter of a second, so they were very closely matched in round number 1. And here in round number 2 to start the action is the winningest female motorsports racer of all time, Shirley Muldowney, 2-time World Top Fuel champion. She'll be racing Jody Smart. Smart qualified in the number 10 spot with a fine 5.86 second elapsed time. J.E. Christic, the crew chief for Jody Smart, checking with his driver, making sure everything is right on that car before he sends him on the race. Shirley Muldowney approaching the starting line. She is the only person ever to win a Top Fuel World Championship twice. She has gained the respect of all of her peers in drag racing and in all forms of motorsports. She's got to beat Jody Smart to advance into the third round of eliminations. And it is Muldowney off the starting line. First Smart headed towards the center line. He backed out of it. And it is Shirley Muldowney with some engine smoke as she crossed the finish line. The crew checking to make sure she's all right. She is with a fine 5.82 second time. Her speed over 242 miles an hour. Here we see again exactly what happened. You can see Shirley move just perceptibly ahead of Jody Smart. Smart's car making a move to the center line. That's what cost him the race.
In a repeat of the Gator Nationals final round a year ago, Shirley Muldowney again meets Jody Smart, and the results were exactly the same. Shirley Muldowney wins here in the second round. A little smoke out of the motor that time.
What did I turn?
582.
That's pretty good for the way it shook. It shook pretty bad.
Does the tire shake seem to increase as the day goes on?
Yeah, I think it may be the racetrack. I don't think the fellas, made any changes that would make it shake like that, but I don't know. I was able to drive out of it, so I guess it was good enough.
You always have a great race with Jody Smart.
Yeah, he's plenty good, I don't know what to say about Jody.
Okay, the crew is here to get the car back to the pits. They may have to take it apart this time.
Shirley Muldowney once again defeating Jody Smart. Here's Jody coming in to offer his congratulations to Shirley Muldowney. Our next pair of cars, quite a story. And the north wind here in the near lane is Jim Bernard, while on the far lane is Joe Amato. This is Jim Bernard. He was the surprise number 3 qualifier, a great 572, but this is the first Top Fuel race ever for Joe Amato, and he made this very tough Gator Nationals field. formerly racing in Pro Comp Eliminator, where the fuel is limited to alcohol, methanol fuel. He moved up to the ranks of the nitro burners at this Gator Nationals Championship and has acquitted himself very well. In fact, in round number 1, Amato defeated Mark Oswald with a fine 582, but from wire to wire, it is Jim Bernard winning this race over Joe Amato. Bernard's time, 5.99 seconds. The speed only 233 miles an hour as a dejected crew for Joe Amato heads down to pick up their race car and bring him back to the pits. Fast-paced action as always at the Gator Nationals as the next pair of Top Fuel dragsters, their engines fired, approaching the starting line. Johnny Abbott, the man from Denver, Colorado, will be facing the crowd favorite, without a doubt, the odds-on favorite here at the Gator Nationals. If you listen to the spectators, they'd love to see this man win it. He is the winningest Top Fuel racer of all time, Big Daddy Don Garlits out of Sefner, Florida. He's up against the national champion, Johnny Abbott from Denver, Colorado. Garlits completing his burnouts, heading up towards the starting line, watching closely as Abbott in the near lane comes up, approaching the light beams across the starting line. As those wheels roll into them, that gives the signal to starter Buster Couch that both cars are ready. Don Garlits off the starting line first, and he extends his lead in the middle of the race course and crosses the finish line with a tremendous run. The crew knows it. They're jumping for joy as they head to the pickup to go get Don Garlits at the end of the track after he's just recorded the quickest elapsed time of eliminations, 5.72 seconds. His speed was over 249 miles an hour. There you see Johnny Abbott losing traction right at the start, and Don Garlits going on to win at over 249.
Well, that knocked the Florida fans right out of the grandstands, as Florida's most famous race driver ever, Big Daddy Don Garlits, comes up with an outstanding 572, 249 miles an hour. A lot of people said this track at this point wouldn't hold anything as quick as a 572, but you again have proved them wrong.
Yeah, we were going the wrong way. Everybody else was too. We decided to do something different.
And?
It picked right up.
What was it?
Well, I ain't gonna
Speed secrets?
Speed secrets, they'll come right. They can all do it in just about 5 minutes if they knew what it was.
Okay, Big Daddy thinks he's got the trick that'll take to win this. He's won it 3 times before.
And his bag of tricks rather extensive, Steve. For Johnny Abbott, a disappointing loss, and Johnny looks like he's sick. He's having trouble getting out of the car. He has a pained expression on his face that I'm sure comes from more than just losing the race. Crewman coming over to help him off with his fire suit, and Johnny looks physically ill. The temperature here today about 90 degrees, and it can get hot in those fire suits. It is very humid. We'll check on Johnny's condition and find out and report back just as soon as we can. On the starting line, the next pair of cars, the final pair in this second round of Top Fuel racing is fired, will match the reigning world champion Jeb Allen against this man, Connie Kalita, who qualified number 8. Jeb Allen, the number 12 qualifier in the first round, defeated Gary Beck, who finished number 2, right behind Jeb last year in the world champion points chase. Wife Cindy Allen watching over Jeb as he approaches the starting line to match up against Connie Kalita. This the final race of the second round of Top Fuel Eliminator. The Christmas tree starting device with the lights at the top indicating when the cars are staged and ready. At the bottom of the tree, the green light comes on for both cars. A good start, and it is Connie Kalita pulling away handily to win over Jeb Allen. The time, not outstanding at a 6.15 seconds, but it really doesn't matter. It's who got to the finish line first, and in this case, it's Connie Kalita. As we watch again, you can see him start to pull away from the very beginning of this quarter-mile run. In the middle of the course, he has a slight lead and then expands it considerably as he heads to the finish line. Connie Kalita, the winner.
His new car working beautifully. Connie Kalita drops Jeb Allen here in round 2, but Connie, Don Garlits suddenly looks like the man to beat.
Well, he's hard to beat. I'll tell you, he gets about 2 or 3 shots at that racetrack in the morning like that, and I mean, he can dial it in quick. He's really going to be mean.
He said he just discovered a little speed secret, but he ain't telling.
Yeah, well, he owned 257 years ago. He must have forgot it, hadn't he?
Okay, good luck in the semis, Connie Kalita.
Thank you, Steve.
Connie Kalita not worried as he moves into the semifinals to match up against Shirley Muldowney. Don Garlitz against Jim Bernard at the Gator Nationals. Carved out of a Florida pine forest, Gainesville Raceway has hosted the Gator Nationals for 13 consecutive years. In the pit area, Tim Gross is hard at work repairing the damage to his race car to get ready for the semifinal round of Funny Car Eliminator. Gross repairing the steering on that right front wheel. Right now, let's check in with Steve.